So they said, it's telling we didn't get any threats until immediately after he told his followers to fix Wikipedia. The ones that came to vandalize the site are the ones that we got threats from. So they're saying, basically, they're, heavily implying here, heavily saying that this guy makes a video. He tells his fans to fix Wikipedia, and then his followers, some of them that came to vandalize the site, are the same ones that sent threats to them, okay? I don't think you can sue them for this. I mean, you can try. I don't think it's going to go through anywhere. I don't think you're going to have a good time with that lawsuit, bro. Apparently, there's some Star Wars drama going on right now I've been hearing about. I think somebody added me about it. Does anyone in chat know what I'm talking about here? Because I can't seem to find it right now, but there's some like insane Star Wars drama going on. I don't understand all of the context behind it, but there's some serious stuff. Star Wars drama. Yeah, it's like it started as like an argument about the Star Wars canon, and somehow it's ended up in some kind of some kind of like lawsuit. The Acolyte Show. Is it this video? Star Wars Theory. Is this the guy? Potential lawsuit against Wookiepedia? What's going on? All right, what the f is going on?
These are the kind of videos I just really don't live for. I just don't like doing these kinds of videos. I think they're so ridiculous. But here we are. You guys remember during the live stream? I'm not going to drag it out. The live stream for the watch party, and you guys were spamming chat like crazy. Like, check Wookiepedia. They just changed it. And I did. I reacted to it. I'm like, holy crap, they're actually changing it in real time with like no reason whatsoever, just because the show says so, and like changes everything like that. What was pre-established for they had what they had written for however many years, and then they just boom like that, change it on a show that really makes no sense and has no business putting Kiadi in there. So now, I guess because I'm making good arguments, they have a few...
So this starts as an argument about the Star Wars canon, which like who cares at all? I mean, I guess if it's a show-breaking thing, it's fair to criticize the art for it, but I generally don't care. I don't like Star Wars at all.
Psychos, a few that are going around sending them death threats. And now their audience and they themselves are
It's time that Theory uses his platform, his reach, and his influence to denounce the threats and the attacks. With the largest voice in the Star Wars community, simply casually covering his own ass with, remember, be respectful doesn't cut it. Silence is endorsement? No, it's not. Silence is not endorsement, and he's not responsible for what a few crazy members of his audience do. It's telling that we didn't get any threats until immediately after he told his followers to fix Wikipedia. The ones that came to vandalize the site from that are the ones who got threats from. The ones we got threats from. But it's not his fault that people are making death threats. It's his fault if people want to change your website, change your Wookiepedia. It's not his fault if people make death threats unless he specifically encouraged it. And silence is not endorsement whatsoever. Absolutely not. That's because it's not the average it's not the expectation. It's not expected that this guy, it's not expected of the average person. It's expected that when you criticize someone online, a few crazy people might come out of the woodwork to say crazy stuff. But it's not expected from him, right? He's not expecting people to do that. He doesn't want them to do that. So even criticizing him for this is
reporting that I am the one sending these threats. It is me, my responsibility, my fan base, my people. And I made a statement on X, on Twitter, that is erroneous, that is ridiculous. How many times do I have to make videos where I denounce this kind of behavior? I mean, if we're going to start measuring death threats, I think I take the freaking prize for that one. I think I take the amount of
well, because this guy just probably has a bigger audience, right? 3 million subs. Yeah, he definitely gets more. But even if they're getting death threats, it's not his fault.
Abuse that these people send me is insane. But that's the price you get when you are on YouTube. It's not.
Yeah, exactly. It's not cool. It's not fun, but it's an expected part of being a public figure. There's going to be a few crazy people. I get like, death threats, people being mean, people telling me to kill myself every day. I don't care. Whatever. I'm a public figure.
Favorable. I wish it wouldn't happen. I could go into stories and we can have a channel about abuse that happens online. And I'm not the only one. It's everybody online. So look, I have denounced this kind of behavior so many times, but to go ahead and say that because there are a few psychos who disagree with a decision that you made, Wikipedia, and then to throw that, your decision to do something with your business, your channel, your website, and the angry fans that came from that decision, and to say that a few of those psychos and bad apples are because of me is really, really wrong. I have always told people to be extremely polite and extremely respectful, and I've never told anyone to send death threats.
Yeah, and this is the thing. Like, it's an unfortunate consequence of people existing online, right? Of people having internet access, that a few crazy people can say crazy stuff, and that's not, it's not great that they do that. But that's the price we pay for freedom of speech, for being able to say what you want online, being able to criticize people and talk about these topics. It's not a great thing that happens. I don't love it. I don't, almost every YouTuber doesn't like it, but it's not the fault of the YouTuber. It's the fault of the individual person that happened, right? If somebody makes a credible death threat to you and you think it's real, report it to the FBI. Do it. What the fuck are you supposed to do? Apparently everybody's responsible except for Disney. So why is he threatening to sue them?
So anyway, because I get it the most. I really do. I have the largest Star Wars channel in the world. And with that comes the most passionate fandom. With that comes a lot of anger, entitlement, jealousy perhaps, whatever. And with that comes a lot of, you filter it down, just crazy people. I've gotten every single death threat in the book. I've had people call my parents. I've had it. People send our threats to women I've dated. The list goes on. And not to make it about me, but I am trying to tell you that I know firsthand how. I remember the first time I got them, I was like, what? This exists? But now it's just like, oh yeah, cool. Get in line. I remember reading a Forbes article.
You can't blame a man over something he had literally no ability to take control over. The only way you can blame him is if he's encouraging the kind of behavior. But if he's not, then it doesn't matter. You can't really criticize him for it at all.
About Wookiepedia. They do, if I'm not mistaken, it's online somewhere. You can find it. Back in 2015 or whatever it was, they do 120 million, it's online, 120 million page visits a month, which is insane as websites pay like 10x YouTube. 120 million, and that was 2015. I mean, maybe I'm getting the numbers wrong, but it was something ridiculous. Enough for Forbes to make an article about it. An entire article for them. So of those 120 million...
do these Wikipedia pages make money? Inside the Star Wars... Oh, it's on Forbes. Are they going to like prevent me from reading the article? Hold on. It's chock full of ads. No wonder nobody wants to read the news anymore. Inside the Star Wars stoked business of Wikia's Wookiepedia. Yesterday, at the beginning of Star Wars Celebration, the convention currently drawing scores of fans of the fictional universe to Anaheim, a cluster of confusion arose over the identity of an obscure desert planet. Blah, 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 blah. In the blink of Dianoga's eye. Oh my God. However, loyal Star Wars fans clarified the situation by posting an explanatory article on Wikipedia. The 10-year-old site boasts over 120,000 pages of fan-authored content that draws as many as 3.7 million monthly listeners, or visitors, I'm getting tired, responsible for about 2.5% of parent company Wikia's global traffic. Wow. Well, how much money are they making, though? Do we actually know how much money they're making? Or are they not going to reveal it? Is there a single dollar sign? There is one, and I can't find it. Great. Yeah, I don't even know. How much money does Wookiepedia make? I guess they're not revealing it publicly, right? If I had to guess.
And people, you're going to tell me that people that are pissed is all from my fan base? No, dude, you got like, what is that? 50 times, literally 50 times my entire subscriber base you get in views per month. Please do not make these claims. I run, at this point, a very serious company who handles a lot of different jobs and tasks, and I do not appreciate the slander that you are throwing towards my company. If you continue to lie and purport that my company is sending you death threats or reporting my followers to send you death threats, will take legal action against you. Do not like that defamation. You are quite a big...
I'm going to be honest, I don't think this is going to go anywhere. I think if he sued them, I don't think it would go anywhere. Because all they're really saying is like, he told his followers to fix Wikipedia, and then we got death threats. They didn't directly say this guy told his followers to come give us death threats, right? Because that would be a lie. That would be a clear point of slander, right? I don't think you can sue them for this. I mean, you can try. I don't think it's going to go through anywhere. I don't think you're going to have a good time with that lawsuit, bro.
Presence. You're not a little shrimp fry on Twitter with a couple followers. If you continue, I will file a lawsuit against you. I'm telling you right now. That being said, no, I do not condone death threats. I've never sent fans against anybody to send death threats. People have free will. Just like they're sent towards me, they can be sent towards anybody. People are assholes. There's asshole people everywhere. I can't control that. All I can do is say, be respectful. What do you think that means? Be respectful, but hey, send death threats. I'd appreciate it if you and anyone else trying to defame the company would stop. You persist, we can take it from there. You know, you did something that...
I don't think that's going to go anywhere, bro. I don't think you're going to be able to sue them. I don't think so. They legit called him Donald Trump. They called him Donald Trump, and this is January 6th. They're psychotic. Did they say that? That in and of itself, I don't think is even slander, though, in my assessment. But I don't know if you can even take them to court over that for that comparison. Defamation in the United States is an extremely, extremely high bar to prove. I've actually gone over the pillars of defamation. So if you want, we can go over it right now. We can go over the pillars of defamation to determine if what they're saying we think could be taken to court. So let's pull up their comment. Other comment here. Pillars of defamation. Hold on, I actually have it linked. I have a good article linked in my blue fall script. Okay, we've got this website here. All right, so let's see if what they said we think meets the pillars of defamation. Obviously, I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know if I'm talking on my ass here, but you know, we've got this publicly available website, which to my knowledge is accurate. So we're going to go over this. Also, for the person in chat asking if I post VODs anywhere, if you're a member, you get the full VODs except for when they're too saucy, and then I have to take it down and may re-upload it at a later date. And if you subscribe to this channel, you can get bits and pieces of the streams. Like, we cut them down into nice little segments you can watch, basically. So subscribe to Tom Dark Live anyway. All right, so what they said is, it's telling that we didn't get any threats until immediately after he told his followers to fix Wikipedia. The ones that came to vandalize the site from that are the ones that we got threats from. Now, I don't know if there are other comments they're making about him, but we're going to go based off of this comment exclusively, okay? In the U.S., you have to prove the defamation caused damages to your business. Well, not necessarily, because some people aren't businesses. But yeah, you do have to prove damages generally, yes. It can be emotional harm, though. It can be like reputational harm. It doesn't have to be a number. Because not everybody that can be defamed is a business. You can be an individual that's defamed, right? So they said, it's telling we didn't get any threats until immediately after he told his followers to fix Wikipedia. The ones that came to vandalize the site are the ones that we got threats from. So they're saying, basically, they're, you know, heavily implying here, heavily saying that this guy makes a video. He tells his fans to fix Wikipedia, and then his followers, some of them that came to vandalize the site, are the same ones that sent threats to them, okay? So, publication. I think it's very clear to us. This was published publicly. It's clear who it's about, so it's not hard to, you know, say that it meets this pillar, right? They did publish it online publicly. It wasn't in a personal conversation, so it meets that pillar, okay? The person being defamed was identified by the statement. I think this is evident based on this tweet, okay? You can clearly see that. That is the case, okay? He was identified. 3, the remarks had a negative impact on the person's reputation. Did it? I don't know. He can try to make the case, but they're not. The problem is the statement has to be provably false, like demonstrably false. And here's the hardest pillar. Because they can say, well, we didn't say he encouraged his fans. We didn't say he directly said that. Because if they had said that, then that would be easier to say, okay, that's defamation, right? This is clearly defamation. He said something that we're saying he said that he didn't actually say, because they would be lying. They would be lying. But technically, they didn't lie here. Their reasoning is just right. Defamation occurs when a false claim is made. In order for a statement to constitute defamation, it must be false and provable. Making the statement that your boss cheated on his wife is not defamatory. If he did in fact cheat on his wife, the statement is true, regardless of whether it's uncomfortable or unprofessional. However, if the information can be proven false, this means that one person is sharing incorrect information about another whose life is being negatively impacted by the misinformation. If anything, this is more of an opinion, right? It's a opinion. It's a completely brain dead one. I think he's going to have a very hard time taking this to court, though. Technically, it's my understanding that online, you can say, I think this person is in my personal opinion, right? That's the wrong thing to do. You are defaming them in a literal sense. But as far as taking that to court, you can't always do that. You can't always take it to court and lose. What will be defamation is if I said, this person at this date groomed a child. That is defamation because it's expressing an event that happened. It's expressing a specific event that happened and saying that it's true, which is demonstrably untrue, right? Technically, you can say, in my opinion, Skibbity Butt Rock it's a very high bar in the United States. It just is. So it's in my humble opinion, yeah. So I think it would be very difficult for this guy to take them to court. So to prove damages and malicious intent, you knew it was wrong. Well, that's the thing. You don't have to prove that you knew it was wrong. You don't have to prove that the defamer, the defendant in the case, knew it was wrong. You do have to prove that they had reckless disregard for the truth, right? So if you're suing someone, that person can be like, oh, well, I believe it to be true. But if the person that's suing them can be like, well, you also had this other information that you were very aware of that clearly shows that I'm innocent, and yet you published it anyway, that can f the person over, okay? It doesn't have to be this person clearly knew what they were doing when they lied about me, right? As in they knew the information was totally false and published it anyway. It can be they had a reckless disregard for what the truth may be. That's my understanding. Proving damages is also something you have to do. You can say reputational harm, which is not necessarily a financial thing. You can say emotional distress. You can say because they said this about me, I had to seek therapy. I had all this happen. My emotional state was wrecked. But yeah, it's a very, very high bar. It's a very high bar. So I don't think this guy could take them to court and have a good chance, honestly. Based on this, maybe there's other stuff I'm missing, but I don't think it's likely. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll say, you know what, I fucked up. I don't like the Wikipedia people. I think this is completely moronic. And I think this guy is in the right in the situation, but I don't think he's going to have a good time taking them to court. All right. Time to be bad at Fortnite, I think. I'm kind of sick of reacting right now. We did 6 hours of reacting. Gonna unwind for a little bit.